What is going on, guys? Josiah LaRue here. So today we're going to be talking about some of the latest news and technology, including stuff about hacking tools, a really fancy website that everybody seems to want to visit, a brand new GoPro, and Apple Pay. So let's go! First off, let's talk about hacking tools. So we already know that the NSA likes to look at your stuff, but more and more stuff keeps leaking out thanks to Edward Snowden and some of the other WikiLeaks, and we've learned more. Now there's a program called XKeyscore that the government has been using to track what you do. Now this XKeyscore tool really allows them to analyze and look at a lot of data, including emails, chat messages, photos, pictures, social media content, search algorithms, search analytics, ad revenue, web traffic, and a lot more. And they can manipulate it over several days and store it and just look at traffic that's going across the internet. Now the kind of really scary part about this is that it allows them to backtrack and look at previous information based on a single bit of data. For example, they're able to type in your email address and then go back and look at conversations or other things that were tied to your email address from months and even years back. So this allows the NSA a lot of freedom in tracking how people communicate and live on the web. So it's a lot of power for one government agency. Unfortunately, there's not really much you can do about it, but that is just the facts of what's going on right now. And for a lot of people, it is very concerning. But again, at this point, there's not much you can really do because the NSA is the government of the United States. But if you're worried about your security, you're in good hands. The NSA is looking out for you and hopefully going to stop the terrorists, which is true that they have stopped a lot of terrorist plots using this information. So it's definitely a double-edged sword. They're spying on the United States and people of the world, but they are also trying to keep the United States safe from incoming terrorist attacks. So there does have to be some credit due to where they are, for what they are doing. So now let's talk about the most popular website ever. You probably never actually heard of it because it's actually fairly new, but it's also very exclusive. People get in line to view a website for 60 seconds. That's right. Once you have access, you only have 60 seconds to look at this website. Apparently it's really cool. People are not supposed to post any screenshots of it, but some screenshots have been leaked and supposedly it's really cool, but it's very exclusive. You have to get in a digital line, you get a number, and it goes into a queue. And you just continue to sit in that queue until your number comes up. You click on the link and you're allowed into the website for 60 seconds. You can click around, do whatever you want, and then you're booted out. Now, this was originally just supposed to be a joke that a guy put on a Reddit subforum, and it didn't really kick off. But then a couple months later, it got stuck on another Reddit subforum, and it just exploded. And now everybody wants to see what the big hype is about this such exclusive website. So when you go to the website, you see that you can take a number, and it keeps counting down until it refreshes and gives you another ticket number. And it'll tell you who it's currently serving and how many people are in line in front of you. So once you take that number, you can sit in line. You will then wait for however many minutes that it takes. If there's 3,000 people in front of you, multiply 3,000 by 60, you're going to be waiting several hours. Once you have done that, then you get your 60 seconds of fame and internet freedom in what is called the world's most exclusive website, as that is the URL. So if you're interested in checking out this website, links in the description down below. Next, we're talking about GoPro. Now, GoPro actually just got done releasing a new line of GoPros end of last year, and that was the GoPro Hero 4 series. Now, I did get the silver edition, which I did an unboxing of, and I really like it. It has a touchscreen on the back so that you can view what you're recording. You can change the settings all real quick on the menu. It shoots 4K basic, 2.75K, and everything down below. And overall, it's a really good camera. It's a nice addition to my GoPro Hero 3 Plus Silver, so I got pretty much those two, and I really like my GoPros. GoPro's back with a brand new one. They call it the GoPro Hero 4 Session. Now this thing is very unique in that it's so tiny. It's literally a cube about this big. Now there is some trade-offs for this. It does not shoot 4K, it only shoots 1080p and below, and it does 1080p at 60 frames per second and going down to 720p at 100 frames per second and more as you downgrade your resolution, of course. An interesting thing about it is because it's so tiny, it has a micro USB slot so that you can charge your cameras that way, a built-in non-removable battery, a tiny little LCD screen, and a single button for turning it on and triggering the recording feature on and off. So it's cool, but I don't see it necessarily for me. It does have Bluetooth, so you can, and that's really the way that they're recommending, manipulating the settings and stuff, you have to use the app or the remote because you can't really do everything with its single button. So if you're used to navigating the menus with the 2 buttons on the regular GoPros, that's not how you're going to be able to do it. If you want to make any in-depth settings changes on this, you have to turn the Wi-Fi on and then make the changes in the GoPro app. So it's limited in functionality. It makes that trade-off for its smaller size. An interesting other feature is that it has 2 microphones on it that are smart sensing. So if it recognizes that the sound is getting muffled from one because you accidentally have your finger over the microphone, can't tell you how many times I've done that, it automatically reroutes the sound input to the other microphone. And it also does that for automatic wind detection too, so it'll buffer those two. So if it's getting a lot of high wind, it'll try and knock that wind noise down and just get you a better audio recording. So for that, the GoPro Hero 4 Session is actually pretty cool in that it's small, it's lightweight, it's still a good camera that you can just stick wherever you need, but it's trading off for the lower resolution video, the non-removable battery, the reduced menu screen size, and the things that you can actually change. So for me, I don't think I would get one. I already have my Hero 4 and Hero 3. Yes, they're a little bit bigger, but they have more input, more capabilities, and a removable battery. That's probably the biggest thing, that if I'm shooting and I run out of battery, I can just quick throw a new one in and we can get back to it. For this, you have to take it out, recharge it, and then get back to work. So there is a trade-off, but you do get a smaller GoPro that you can get in probably smaller and better locations and still shoot 1080p videos. So for that trade-off, it actually is probably worth it for some people. If you're interested in checking out the Hero 4, links as always in the description down below. And finally, Apple Pay. Now, Apple Pay is going to be launching in the UK now on around July 14th. Originally, it had said it was going to be around sometime in July, but new rumors have been showing up. It's probably going to be around July 14th. Now, what's impressive about this is that Apple Pay actually is going to be reaching way more customers initially than they ever did in the US. They're coming on with about 30 or 40 companies, and they're expanding to about 100 by Christmas time, and that was more than Apple had in the first 6 to 9 months of Apple Pay originally launching here in the US. But now with Apple Pay in the UK, the US, and tons of online retailers, it's really becoming something that's going to be quite of a powerhouse for if you have an iPhone. You can quickly purchase stuff without having to pull your credit card out. Just put the finger on the fingerprint reader, it'll pull your credit card data from its app, load it up, charge you, and away you go. So Apple Pay is definitely one of the future ways of paying without having to pull your wallet around. You can just use your phone. And I'm really happy to see that it's spreading across the pond to all my UK neighbors as well. So yeah guys, that's been some of the latest news in technology. Let me know what you think about the NSA spying on you, or the new GoPro Hero 4, or Apple Pay coming to the UK. Would you buy the new GoPro Hero 4? And are you excited for Apple Pay? Let me know in the comment box down below. As always guys, thanks for watching. Remember, you can check out the last episode right here and what I talked about right here. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of my new episodes, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!